professor at Loyola University, and in my course, America's Four United Republics, I demonstrate that the primary sources actually indicate that the United States was founded in four distinctly different republics. The United Colonies of North America under the Articles of Association, the United States of America under the Resolution for Independency and other Continental Congress resolutions, the United States of America under the Articles of Confederation, and the United States of America today under our current Constitution. So, in the beginning of the class, when I ask my students, what is the first state, invariably one will pull out a quarter and say it's Delaware. And I'll say, you're right, it is Delaware under our current republic, the United States of America under our current Constitution. But under the Articles of Confederation, it was Virginia. And the first state under the Declaration of Independence to vote for it was New Hampshire. So invariably, at the end of my class, I will say to my students, well, who was the first president? Who was the first treasurer? When was the dollar first issued? What was the first Capitol building of the United States? And they will all say, which republic?
So, on the question, which building was the first seat of government for the United Colonies of North America, it was Carpenter's Hall, where the first Colonial Continental Congress convened on September 5th, 1774. For the United States governed under the U.S. Continental Congress, it would be the Philadelphia State House, where the United Colonies declared its independence from Great Britain on July 2nd, 1776. For the United States, formulated under the Articles of Confederation, it would not be the York Courthouse, as the City Fathers maintain, because although this is where the first Constitution was passed by the U.S. Continental Congress, it required ratification by the states. This Constitution was finally ratified and enacted, and its new governing body, the United States in Congress assembled, first convened on March 1st, 1781 at the Philadelphia State House, which is the first seat of government under the Articles of Confederation. And finally, the first United States Capitol under our current Constitution is not Independence Hall, where it was drafted, passed, and signed by the Philadelphia Convention delegates on September 17, 1787. After the second U.S. Constitution was ratified in 1788, the United States in Congress assembled resolved to commence the new government on March 4, 1789 at Federal Hall in New York City, which is the first capital of the United States under the current republic.